Here we have another film that misrepresents what genre it actually is. But on the bright side, Kendrick looks cute. Welcome into the channel. My name is Ryan, and today on the channel I'm going to be talking about Self Reliance, which is now premiering on Hulu, and it is a comedy thriller film. The film is directed by Jake Johnson, and this is his directorial debut, and the film also stars Jake Johnson, Andy Samberg, and Annakendrick. The film is about a man who is offered $1 million to play a game in which he will be hunted by hunters, and he also has his family and friends that don't believe him, so he's trying to convince them of this. And he also finds a loophole in the game. When people actually are with him, these hunters cannot attack him. From that premise alone, this film seemed to be pretty promising. It seemed like it was going to be like an action kind of film with some thrills in between and people hunting him down with guns and such. That's really what I expected this film to be. I didn't expect it to be like crazy explosions or anything like that, but I really thought we were looking at a more of a cat and mouse game for him to actually retrieve this $1 million. When this film actually kicks off, we really don't know anything about our main character. Andy Samberg pulls this man into a limo, he gets dropped off at a warehouse, and then he starts playing this game pretty much right off the bat. I like that we dive into Jake Johnson's character. He, in this film, we learn a little bit about his past life, his love life, different things that really make us feel like we really sympathize with his character. He knows that he needs another person to really cover him because these hunters will not kill him if he has somebody with him. So he picks up this bum, and I did think when he has this bum with him, he does have some comedy relief to actually add to the film. It's not over-the-top comedy, but it's comedy that works just right for what this movie is trying to accomplish. He then meets a woman named Maddie, played by Annakendrick, who he meets from Craigslist. And I like that we actually see their relationship actually blossom, and it seems like it's going to be kind of romantic. And I did like that we were going into that direction of the film, but unfortunately with this film, it doesn't really go into that direction. Tommy has 30 days to actually complete this mission to win this $1 million. And part of the problem of this film is I was really hoping that we would get a lot of different action sequences where he's trying to fight off these different killers and hunters trying to hunt him down, and we get little things like here and there where he's a little bit paranoid, like he finds some cameras and such like that, and little things here and there that really makes him paranoid, in which you think that the film could really open up and really, make him really fear for his life. But I really think that the film, it just never really does that. I think the pacing of this film, it's a little bit lacking to me, because on one end, I like that we have certain characters in the background helping him through this, but when it comes to action with these hunters, it's really lackluster. There really isn't any parts where we really see these hunters really much on screen. A couple of sequences where we do see these ninja-like guys that seem like they're going to get him, but that's about an hour into the film, and the film is only about 85 to 90 minutes long. And that's kind of the problem with this film, pacing-wise. This film, it goes into this guy's head, and we get to really learn about things that are really bothering him and things that are really bogging him down in his life. But when it comes to the actual premise as to what the audience, would read before watching this film, or, if you're turning this on Hulu and you read the premise, I think a lot of people would be thinking that this film would have some thrills, some action, people chasing him down, because that's exactly what I thought. And while I actually appreciate that this film isn't very generic and it takes a different approach to what it's trying to accomplish, I just don't think it works. There's certain things in here, like the romantic portion with him developing with Maddie. I think they really could have done a little bit more with that, and they just don't. And the film, the way that the payoff actually is, to me, it's just too easy, and I didn't really like that about the film. I really thought that his whole struggle through trying to accomplish to get this money, I really didn't really feel the struggle for him. I didn't feel like, we got any kind of action with him trying to actually earn this. I just felt like, there were parts where he was trying to fix his life and he's feeling kind of paranoid. And he has 30 days to do this, so they're counting down the days. And there's days where nothing really happens for like 4 or 5 days. And nothing's really going on. So I was really disappointed in the fact that this premise, it just didn't really live up to what I was expecting of the movie. And while I can applaud that it was trying to do something different, I just don't really think that it works. And I feel like we have a mismatch of different genres here. And ultimately, the story just doesn't come all together. And I really didn't like the payoff that much for this movie. So as far as a score for this movie, I would only give it a 2 out of 5. I couldn't see myself watching this again. I don't think that any of the characters are unlikable, and I was rooting for this main character, and I loved Anna Kendrick in this, even though her character seems kind of minor and doesn't have a ton of effect on the story. And I did like the bum that he had as well, just helping him out. But I just think ultimately it's a film that just didn't really work for me overall, and it just felt like there were parts where it was just a little boring to me, and I felt like, the pacing definitely could have been spruced up a little bit. Let me know in the comments, what did you think about Self Reliance? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you just think it was kind of meh? And how do you feel about this plot? I just feel like I was kind of duped with this plot, because it really seemed like it was really gonna be like an action, thrilling kind of movie, and it just wasn't. And again, this is another film that they mismarketed the actual genre of what it is. It does have comedy, I'll give it that, but I really felt like it was kind of like a drama kind of film, because you're really going into this guy's life. So unfortunately, it didn't work for me, and I can't recommend it. I will see you guys in my next review, and thank you guys for watching.